Tonight on Closer Look, the People's Party of Canada candidate in Sudbury was walked out of his workplace of 3 years the day after a Sudbury.com story was published announcing his candidacy. Sudbury reporter Tyler Clark has been reporting on this story and joins us tonight from Sudbury. Tyler, the day after Nicholas Bonderoff's campaign was made public, his employment with BESTECH was terminated. Walk us through the chain of events that led to Bonderoff being walked out by his company's HR department.
Well, that's pretty much it. The only missing piece from the story is that he told his employer just before the interview that the interview was going to happen. So it doesn't appear as though he requested permission from his employer to run a campaign. He simply told his employer that he had already signed up and that the interview had been granted. Granted the interview was published. Day after it was published, he was walked out by HR.
So, Tyler, he believes his termination is a result of his candidacy, more specifically, his party's views on inclusivity, diversity, equity, and accessibility. Why does he think that, and how has his former employer responded to that accusation?
Well, that was his best guess. It's front and center on the company's website, their inclusivity policy. And the People's Party is unabashedly anti-DEI. They call it a, quote, fundamentally racist, sexist, and discriminatory policy. So that's fairly antithetical to what the company stands for. And the company has said no comment to my interview request so far, which to me feels like a missed opportunity, because I'm thinking it's a good opportunity to share what their policy actually is, to perhaps counter some of these negative interpretations of what DEI policies can be, but no comment so far.
Yeah, certainly it makes sense. They typically won't comment on past employees. Now, did Bonderoff mention whether he had any prior workplace issues at BESTECH, or was his termination entirely unexpected from his perspective?
From his perspective, completely unexpected.
Tyler, given that Bonderoff suggested the company's commitment to DEI may have played a role, did BESTECH have any public-facing policies or maybe internal guidelines that explicitly link employment to political affiliations?
Not that I could see. Again, I'm relying solely on what's available on their website, but there's nothing that indicates political affiliations has anything to do with their policies.
All right. Now, you mentioned in your story that Bonderoff plans to pursue legal action. Has he retained counsel yet, Tyler? And what specific claims does he intend to make in his case?
He's not sure yet. He has not retained legal counsel. He is like this came up as something that happened during his campaign, but he doesn't want his campaign to be about this. So he's focusing on the People's Party platform at the moment, and said that he'll pursue whatever he may pursue after the election.
All right. Now, I know the leader of the People's Party of Canada, Maxime Bernier, has weighed in on this situation. What did he have to say?
Well, when Mr. Bonderoff started his campaign, he said he would enter this political cycle not worried about who he offended with what he had to say. And Mr. Bernier appears to support that notion in his comments. He said that DEI policies are, quote, destroying our civilization. So they aren't letting actions such as Mr. Bonderoff's dismissal affect their political stances. So true to what Mr. Bonderoff said at the start, he's forging his path ahead, undeterred by what consequences he might face.
There's Tyler Clark, reporter from Sudbury.com, joining us from Sudbury on tonight's Closer Look.